playing like the Riverside and the Pabst for a Milwaukee kid, right? To play those kind of venues in Milwaukee, like in a historical venues. I think that Milwaukee's got a really nice music scene. What's cool is when I was coming up, it was real competitive. People were really kind of catty. And one thing I've learned, you'll have the hip hop guys hanging around with the metal guys. They don't care. The scene is different. It's a lot more of a family. I'm really proud of the scene. I'm proud of Milwaukee because it is actually quality.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Milwaukee Uncut. Really cool episode today with John Sparrow, drummer of the Violent Femmes, who just sold out their show at the Pabst Riverside on October 18th. So they just announced a show on the 19th, which tickets are now available for at pabsttheatergroup.com. We got in to John's upbringing. He's a Milwaukee native, still lives here, grew up in the Milwaukee music scene, talked about how he got his big break with the Femmes, his love for Milwaukee, how the music scene's evolved, and more. Joined by Alan Hallis of On Milwaukee and Breaking and Entering as well. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. Let's dive in with Alan and John. Big shows coming up at the Pabst Riverside, sold out on October 18th, just announced in October 19th.
Yeah, how exciting, yep.
Doing the whole 2 albums.
Yep.
Just in Milwaukee.
Just in Milwaukee. That's a special thing we're doing just for Milwaukee. We're doing the first 2 albums in their entirety. And then there'll be some special little things I'm sure we'll do in the beginning, maybe at the end, for sure at the end. But yeah, how cool is it? It's like I've been using this same comparison to like the Brewers, right? We're coming for the tour. We just were on a road swing, and now we're coming back home
coming home.
Yeah. So this is how we end the tour.
You're from Milwaukee. How often do you get to play a big venue in Milwaukee?
Well, with the Femmes, they're always big. Yeah,
I'm aware of that, but how often does this happen?
Well, the last time we were in Milwaukee, we played at the Warner Theater because we played with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited about talking about that because we won an Emmy. It's my first award ever, and it wasn't even a I earned that one. Yes.
There you go.
I did medal at state high school. Anyways, just saying. But yeah, playing like the Riverside and the Pabst. I was talking about this the other day. What, like for a Milwaukee kid, right? To play those kind of venues in Milwaukee, like in a historical venues. Yeah. So
beautiful venues.
Get out of here. In the history, people, I'm a dork when it comes to that stuff. I mean, we could talk about my baseball cards later if you want.
I'm sure the audience would be very, very.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to love
high school medal that you won.
Hey, listen, I have to find that though. My Emmy, I do know where that is. Yeah.
Wait, what did you medal in high school?
Vocal jazz ensemble. I was the drummer for. We did Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Okay, so you're not going to do that one at the Pabst. That's not the surprise.
I'll ask Brian and Gordon maybe.
We are sitting with an absolute prodigy right now.
Yes.
I slow down. I don't know about that. Prodigy.
Well, let's. Oh, and by the way, we've got Alan Hallis with us as well, Breaking and Entering on Milwaukee, our kind of resident music expert, making his 3rd appearance on the show in the last couple months, I believe. So
yeah, been hanging out. It's been a busy summer. I just live here now. That's fine.
I just live here now. You know what's funny about Alan? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You can interrupt me all you want. You're the guest.
I found out about you during COVID. You were doing your own thing, and he was talking about hip hop. I was like, I like this guy. I like what he's talking about, and he's got a great group of people. And then one thing led to another, and then this guy, thank God he made me famous. But I'm proud of you to see how well you're doing what he gives to Milwaukee. All of this, including the show.
I mean, he's got to be the hardest working man on the Milwaukee.
Well, that's the only way.
This guy's everywhere. Still up till 2 a.m. turning it around, writing a review first thing in the morning. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it either, but enough about me, please. This is about you guys.
No, we're just introducing you, and I mean, this is really, truly, think about the Femmes, right? It's Milwaukee. I mean, we're all Milwaukee. Now, whether I'm a little older than you are, and you're doing really what you guys have here, which is beautiful. The Femmes, and those guys are older than me, we should all be proud of Milwaukee in a lot of ways. It's not that shtick like, hey, we got a great city here. No, these are all these generations of creatives that I think is really neat, And Alan's one, you're one, and I'm, stuck in the middle with you. No, that's a bad bit, but anyway, that's my
Absolutely.
TED Talk.
I've never had you on before. Quick backstory: you grew up here on the South Side. What was your upbringing in Milwaukee like?
So I grew up on 21st and Forest Home. My dad was a county supervisor. My mom was a nurse, but my dad was a drummer, and he played with Frankie Yankovic. So my parents were musical. Obviously my dad being a drummer. So I grew up with a lot of, as a kid, not as a musician, a lot of hip hop and metal. I was more into
combo right there, hip hop and metal.
Well, look at what was going on at the time. At least when I was growing up, it was Public Enemy, right? And they did duet. They played with Anthrax, right? Mm-hmm. Bring the Noise, right?
All the early MTV stuff, yeah.
So I hear what you're saying, but if you think about it, they did commingle, which is fantastic. And even today, with the guys who did what was it, Prophets of Rage, right? Mm-hmm. It was the guys from Rage Against the Machine and Chuck D and the guy from Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
So I grew up with a lot of that, and but still working class family. And then I got into the drums through my dad, and then he's like, "All right, oh hey, listen, am I that boring?"
Hopefully, be polite to our guests.
Hopefully, is actively.
We've got an Emmy Award winner here.
Yeah, how dare
snoring right there.
Well, no, but we'll talk about my medal from high school later. Yeah, so I just got my dad would make me sit in with all these bands around Milwaukee, and he said, well, we would sit until 1 a.m, and he'd say, go ask him to sit in, and then I would do that, and I worked my way up, and
really?
I got famous because of Alan.
What types of music were you playing with those bands? Because it wasn't necessarily the stuff. I mean, there wasn't a lot of bands doing what the Femmes were doing. So what kind of stuff were you doing early on when you were just kind of learning the ropes? Was it, Southside, I would say Southside seems polka.
Right? Polka and big band and just ballroom dance music, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And this was in your teens?
Yeah. So it was separate from the music I listened to is the point I was trying to make. Like, I wasn't doing any hip hop.
Right.
I wasn't getting to play with anybody like that. Or I did eventually get into metal in maybe my 20s, playing with metal bands and stuff like that.
And I think that the Femmes are kind of weirdly in that sort of like that middle section between like traditional old school Milwaukee, like polka, and then like a little bit of the edge of like the metal thing. Obviously they're not metal, but they're
at times
punk.
At times it gets heavy. Yeah, for sure.
So you're kind of like right in that intersection of the two. So it kind of worked for you that you were like right.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I always like to say that like I'm in one of the greatest polka bands ever. Brian will make jokes about me like, this is our polka drummer kid, whatever he says,
Right.
But the Femmes encompass all these different fields. I know what you're saying, Alan, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Like the energy.
Yeah. And what's cool about them is, well, they have a work ethic, of course, but they kind of really represent the city in some way. I don't know how to put my finger on that one. Do you see them say like with the Femmes? I don't know what. Of course, they're super unique.
Right.
Brian and Gordon, what they created, but it's really something different.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so my reference point also is there was a band that came up right around the same time as the Femmes, the Haskells, that were, their whole thing was workers rock and roll. And
really?
Yes, that was like their...
I didn't know that about it. Really?
Yeah,
that was their motto?
Like their motto, and like the Femmes were very much in that scene, and like workers rock and roll sounds like, something that the Femmes could have taken and adapted, obviously in a more avant-garde kind of space. But
that's the jazz influence, for the Femmes, right? Sun Ra or that Coleman or Coltrane. But also along those lines, as far as all these Milwaukee bands during that time, the Kreutzen. Mm-hmm. People don't realize about the Kreutzen. Like, they were a huge influence on Soundgarden, Nirvana, all that move. But they just never signed a contract.
Yeah, they just toured independently and forever.
And still play shows and super great guys. I got to play with them.
Okay.
I played a show with them at the Jazz Gallery, which is an awesome, where the Femmes actually played every Tuesday when they started. But I got to play with the Kreutzen playing drums. And then we had Steve McKay from the Stooges.
Oh, wow. That is a show. That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah. To have them.
And Steve was our sax player. Steve was our sax player, the Femmes sax player before Blaze.
Okay.
So that's the whole correlation. Yeah, isn't it cool?
Sure. And you got your start not as the full-time drummer for them, right? Like
no.
You kind of worked your way in.
Yep.
So I guess not to hijack, but
Yeah, I
tell us a
came
little
in
bit
through the back door. Yeah.
Yeah. What were you playing originally? With
Cajon.
Just touring Cajon with
Yeah.
them? Okay.
So I play I still do on occasion. I play it's a percussion instrument called a cajon, right? So like a wooden box. So that's, yeah. And one thing led to another. You're right.
Yeah. Does all of the sound of like a kick drum and a snare drum
Yeah.
all
Look
in
at you.
one?
You know your stuff.
He knows
seen
the
you
stuff
play the
I do
cajon.
not
I know he
my
does. I'm
stuff.
teasing him.
He does. He does. I'm curious to joining that band and going from being in your teens in Milwaukee, sitting in and starting to play with some of these bands. It's really hard to make it as a professional musician. Is that what you always knew you wanted to do?
Yes.
Did you ever have a real job, or did you just
Yes. Yes to all
through.
that. Yeah. I used to be like manage warehouses. I was
in your 20s?
Yep. And it wasn't about being famous. Excuse me. It wasn't about being famous. I always told my parents, I'm like, I just want to be able to tour all over the world, see the world, playing music and get paid for it, make a living at it. I don't care about the rest of that shit, you know? And, then I did it and I'm still doing it and I'm not bragging, but yeah, that's kind of what the plan was.
Was the Femmes your first big break, or what kind of led to that opportunity?
Yeah.
Were there any moments where you were struggling and you were like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me?
You know, the funny thing about that is I've never been on a tour bus. I got the gig and I'm sitting there next to Gordon Gano. And I knew Brian because I played with him in his solo band. That's kind of how this all happened. But there was that moment I was sitting on the bus and I'm like, hey, Gordon, thanks for having me. You know,
You're like starstruck with your own band.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
How old were you at this time?
I don't know how, 20, I'm not good at math. That would have been 2005. So I was probably 60 then. No, and you know what song? Actually, it was Eminem, Lose Yourself. I used to
Great
listen
song.
to it on my Nano.
Yeah.
At
That
my,
used to fire you up to play?
well, no, just to kind of,
Oh.
it was an anthem for me to, you know, be like, hey, listen, you're here. This is what you worked for. So lose yourself in it and just go with it. So you're talking about that moment where it's like, oh, shit, is this happening, right? That song actually kind of, I wasn't of course I'm always a little nervous, but that one really helped give me perspective on my career and okay, this is fucking for real. Let's go. Per diems. I'm on a tour bus. I'm sitting next to this guy that just wrote that wrote Blisters, all these songs. But now I'm here to work. You know?
Right.
There's no fanboying, you know. On occasion I will fanboy with the guys. And you know, but no, it's a job, you know.
Because what were the audience sizes you were used to playing in front of, and then once you got on that tour,
Yeah,
how
like
big were they
1,000
then?
or
I
something.
mean,
yeah, like 1,000. And next thing you know, you're playing. I went from the van to the bus, from 1,000 maybe to 10,000. Then fast forward, excuse me. Fast forward, we're doing Coachella and it's 80,000, and we just did My Chemical Romance, and that was 46,000 or whatever. Somebody knows the exact number. Blaze does, our saxophone player. But it's just people after a while. It's just faces, you know.
How does that feel? Okay, I was going to actually ask you about the stadium thing opening for My Chemical Romance in Seattle. Like, how does that feel when you're at soundcheck?
Are you jealous you weren't there? I can tell a little bit.
I was a little jealous.
I
Yes.
can tell.
Yeah.
No, it was, she was so excited. I loved them.
How does it feel though, like when you're at soundcheck and you walk out and you see that big production, that huge stage, all those empty seats, and you go, "There's gonna be a person in each one of these." Like looking back at me and what I'm doing with my hand and this stick and that and this.
Are you trying to
brush.
make? Thank God I didn't talk to you before the gig.
I didn't
because
want.
then you would have been making me
I didn't want to
nervous.
psych you out about it.
No, I'm teasing you, but yeah, I don't think that way. I don't, that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's not like, oh, whatever, done it again, do another state. No, if I get wrapped up in that too much, it probably would screw me up in the head, But no, I don't think that way. And for example, so like we're talking about the Riverside show, right? That we added, and this goes for any theater we play. One of the things we do with lighting is the first two rows we like to have lit up so we can see the people.
Okay.
All of us, all three of us, because there's that human interaction. Mm-hmm. So even like playing the stadiums, it'll be 46,000 people, but you will pick out, you're looking at the first couple. You need to feed off those people. Of course, we want to do a good job, but yeah, that interaction is still there, even if it's a stadium, or in the theaters, and the Milwaukee thing is going to be really cool. Again, going back to talking about the Riverside show, right? They've got it's a great venue, but their crew is great there, and even though it's like a theater, it still has that homey. Not because I'm in Milwaukee, right? It's got that homey feel in there, which I really personally like. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What was the question again?
I
was weaving and I didn't bring it back. Sorry.
You can keep weaving.
Because I could sit here and this is like what I do in my bedroom. My girlfriend has to listen to this all night.
And she still showed up today.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And fixed your shirt. You're looking good over there.
My mom showed up.
So when you have somebody like that, like you said, you can see those first couple rows and you can lock in on people. Is that something, do you ever lock in on somebody like the whole show and you're like gauging like if they're, because for me, I would be like, I'm always the audience member that I'm like, I don't want them to see me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do.
You know, I don't want I don't need the guy from the band to get distracted that I'm here. But do you ever like get
That's
like
because
distracted
you're a sweetheart.
on someone?
Yeah. Yes, it'll be like a teenage kid.
Okay.
And you look at them and they're so into it. And those are always the kids too. After the show, I give them my brushes.
Yeah.
And they're like, and I'm like, that might change their whole life.
Do you give them away after every show or almost? I mean, a lot of shows?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Like we're talking about, if there's a certain person in the front row or first couple rows, then I'll do it. If there's not, then I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. We're like, bye. But it's usually like younger kids, or you can tell when they're super fans.
Sure. Yeah, when they know everything.
You're a super fan.
I will tell you. I don't know if I've ever told you. So I play drums, but the reason I have brushes is because of the Femmes.
Yeah.
I have a set of brushes
That's
that
awesome.
was at my parents' house was because of the Femmes. They're probably like cheap, like whatever Guitar Center like plastic.
It's awesome.
Cost, 2 cents to make kind of thing. But yeah,
you're a fanboy. I'm a fanboy.
Try not to be.
I
get it.
I embrace it actually more now. I think because I'm like, well, now at least I'm legit because I'm a professional.
Right.
Now they're not worried that I'm going to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now when I do play shows with these other bands, I'm like, hey, hi. So I really, whoever it is, like Les Claypool.
Yeah.
I fanboyed on him pretty hard. He was very nice to me though. I was like, hey Les, so I'm John Sparrow, I'm the percussionist, violin fest. But going back to that, what we were talking about. So you can tell when these people are like super fans, and then I will make it a point.
Right.
Somebody actually had sent me a message on TikTok last night, and they said, hey, I'm that guy. Remember years ago, I got the band's tattoo on my back? And I said, I do remember. First of all, the whole album cover is on their back.
The first album?
No, I think he had tattooed 3, right?
Oh, okay.
Really?
Sure.
The album cover.
I'm sorry, not 3. The added up compilation.
Okay.
That is better. We do some dating in Milwaukee episodes, and we had a call-in who got her ex's name tattooed all down her back. So that the album cover.
I would say
that's way better.
As long as you never fall out of love with the album.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think you
Well, so then he sends me
She's
this.
looking for Alejandros in Milwaukee. She's trying to find someone with the same name out there. So if there's any Alejandros, please send us a message.
I'll tweet that out or whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, the fan reached out to me and said, "Hey, can I get your autograph? Because I have Brian and Gordon, for the tattoo." And I'm like, "You mean for a tattoo or just the autograph?" No, for a tattoo. Think about the honor. Somebody's gonna tattoo my signature on their body. I mean, Jesus, that's flattering,
Yeah.
But why not do that? Going back, we're talking about the fan thing. Who do I pay attention to the people in the front row? I pay attention to people online. Why not give it? I was saying this in one of the other interviews. It's like a superpower. If being a fanboy, and think about that, Alan. Think about how many opportunities you've given to artists.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. I mean,
it's a superpower in a way. You're not just doing it because you're like, because I can, but you have that ability to give all these opportunities to people.
Right.
So this, for me, people come up to me, hey, I'm sorry, can I just, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And
yes.
that is rare air that somebody, a band or an artist will do that too for everybody. You know what I mean? Like I've definitely seen plenty of like, record obligations where people got to come and sign and they'll be
Sure.
done as soon as their half hour is done or as done as, you
Thanks,
know what I mean?
bye. Yeah.
Yeah. Or as whatever they hit their cutoff. Yeah. Thanks. Bye. Sorry. 50 people down the line.
Right.
But I mean, just in the amount that we've interacted on stuff, like you're not the person that's going to be like, well, we hit our time limit. I'm out of here. I got to go.
We used to do signings after show. I loved them.
Mm-hmm.
People would cry. I'm like, we're not Elvis, but it means something to. I love the music. I love my band. I love what we do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But why not take that time with people? Unless you have to literally go somewhere. That's different.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I got to leave.
Wouldn't that be great if that was your exit? I was
That
like,
would,
yeah, well, on
that would be a great bit. Right
well,
now.
it is.
I've been here for 23 minutes.
My agent's calling. I got to wait for the limo in the lobby.
Speaking of, I like asking when we get musicians or comedians or athletes on craziest fan interactions that have stuck out to you over the years. The tattoo is a good one, but crazy or meaningful interactions.
We were playing at the Botanical Gardens in Denver, and we were still doing the signings at that point. And a woman came through the line, and she just was standing there. And I was like, you look familiar, like she looked familiar. But I didn't know from where. And I'm like, well, how would I recognize this? Then I'm going, oh shit. Have I met you? And I don't remember you know what I mean? That kind of uncomfortable feeling. And so she said, I don't want you guys to sign anything. I just want to let you know that your music was so important to myself and my brother. And my brother, well, he's an actor. He was an actor, but he always told me, don't ask for autographs. If you're going to do anything to an artist or anyone, right, just tell them that you appreciate their art. Oh. And I was like, oh. And then I don't know if it was myself or Bryce. Well, oh, your brother's, who's your brother? It's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No.
And I'm like, oh, no wonder you looked familiar because they look a lot.
Very similar.
Well, they're really, obviously, it's his sister. That was mind-boggling. And then she started crying.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, okay, I got to keep it together. But not because of the stardom part of it, but to see that's something that's heavy,
Well, like the connection of that too.
Oh man, to have that impact. She didn't want an autograph, and I love that story. It's very touching to me. So that would be the answer to that question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. I mean, there's tons of great weird ones too. Drunk, getting dragged off because they were acting out at the signing or something weird.
I'm sure that is more common than you think.
Alcohol do that to people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you ever have, when you're back in Milwaukee, or Brian or Gordon, ever run into like somebody that's like, you don't remember me from 1984 and I was at Linneman's and I was at Zach's with you and whatever. And
right.
They have to be like, I don't know this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that happens. You know what else? It kind of ties into the signings too. We would get these people would come through the signings and they would say, you guys are amazing. You guys are great. And we're like, oh, cool. Thanks. And then because I think it's maybe the drinking or whatever, they go, oh, okay, well, like whatever. I guess you don't care.
Oh, like they turn on.
And I'm like, no, we it's not lost on us. We appreciate that. But they think we're supposed to be assholes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you just like hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you. It still lands
Still
on
grateful
us.
for it. Right.
Oh man, I could speak for myself and even Brian and Gordon. It's like the blister in the sun thing. People go, well, do you ever is it ever like, oh, we have to play the hit? We just know if we're doing radio.
Right.
Okay, what are we gonna do? Well, it's obviously blister and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And it's nobody's bored of it. Nobody in the I can tell you, nobody gets bored of playing it. Nobody's like,
Yeah.
It's awesome. We have fun playing. There's a level of improv too, I think, that keeps it fresh with all the music. So,
who's most likely to go off script and improv?
Every one of us.
Every one of you guys at some point.
Oh yeah.
Do you know when it's coming? Like
nope.
When somebody.
Nope. No? Sometimes, or it's a screw up, right? Not a screw up, but it's like, whoop,
happy accident.
A lot of happy accidents. And then you have to have the right musicians around or in a band, right?
Right.
And I mean, that's why one of the many reasons why I fit in. But people just go off the cuff. Look at how we're riffing right now, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to be quick in a take, you know?
Well, it's also a jazz background, right?
Yes.
Being able to say, okay, well, this is where we're going with it.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, and like seeing, I mean, I've seen the Femmes live a few times where you guys inherently live to be a live band. I think more often, especially recently too, has been like you guys live for that moment of, oh, something's not perfect. How do we turn that into something?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes, you know? And those guys too. I mean, think about, like I said, I've been with them for 20 years. I mean, I'm a musician prior, but those guys have been, you know, doing this for 40, and it's nothing's lost on them. You know, like, I mean, excitement's still there. This isn't like a sales pitch in any regard.
Right.
So even like when we play here in Milwaukee, it's going to be like, it's going to be unique and it's going to be different, you know?
Yeah. Even though you're doing the first 2 albums, do you think both shows are going to feel different then?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know the Femmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be. It will be different. But of course, again, because we're in Milwaukee, it's the end of the tour, and we're doing these at the Riverside, doing these special the sets this way. There's still going to be within all those songs. There's going to be unique situations,
right?
On accident, maybe happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, other little things that I can just leave it there.
For sure. Okay. And then I have to ask you too, like that moment where you're about to go out on stage. Do you have a routine that is like, I got to do, you know, where it's like, I got to do 10 jumping jacks when no one can see in the back in the wings or whatever.
What are the hours leading up to it too?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
What's show day routine? You look like a very dialed human being. What do you do?
Oh,
before
dialed
you get
to
out
say the
there?
least.
Yes.
Yeah, little. I'm a puppy. I'm definitely my routine. Texting Nadia the whole hour before I go on, saying, "Okay, this sucks. This sucks. I just need. I want to go on pregame jitters." Mm-hmm. There's no amount of warming up on a practice pad or running around the block that will, because I just want to get and do.
Right.
You know,
totally get that.
Not
I get that from running events, but yes, where
not
you're like
nervous for the playing. Like, oh, I'm gonna suck. Mm-hmm. Just because I want to do it.
Yeah.
Can we just do this now?
Right. That feeling of like, can it just be the moment?
Yeah.
Can you just be out on stage? Like,
When
if there was something that could transport you from the backstage area to the drum set, that would that's what you're craving, right?
Oh, well, I'm craving just getting. Can we just do this now? Can we?
Right.
Let's get to this.
So you got nothing. You're just sitting around anxiously for an hour before you go out.
It's usually that hour before where I'm like anxious like that, not nervous. The rest of the day, it's just going about my day, whatever I'm doing, going out to eat, and then making sure, you know, depending, like if we're in for example, if we're in a high elevation, I am not going, nobody's going to have me going to some museum. I'm not walking out, dude. I'm going to get winded. I'm going to feel like I'm having a heart attack. So I just stay in the hotel if I can, you know, or backstage and just drink
chill.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've even done the IVs where they come in. Yeah.
Wow.
It didn't help. All the water in the IV, because we were playing Red Rocks, and I got up on stage and I did all the things, right? And I was still like, whoa. It was, you know what I mean? Because the elevation.
Yeah. And
But-
the adrenaline kicks in and whatever and carries
Thank
you
God.
through a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
that's thank God for the adrenaline. But yeah, and I mean, so other than that, it's not very exciting.
No.
I wish I could tell you some crazy stories, but we're not very
and
wild.
any drinking before you go out? Any caffeine? Anything
I
like
can't
that?
do
Or nothing?
caffeine, honestly. Jesus.
Sorry.
No, I'm teasing you.
We just met. I do like your energy, though.
Well, I mean, this is who I am. I was just telling Nadia, my girlfriend, last night. I'm like, I've been like this since I was like 8. I used to try to organize baseball teams in my old neighborhood. Who does that? I'm a dork. Drinking, no. You don't want to be, like, maybe if we go out for dinner or something, have a glass of wine or a beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we don't, typically the idea is not to eat any like 2 hours before the show.
Okay.
Because you're going to be up there and you're going to start burping.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but if we have lunch, it's like something like that. That's as crazy as it would get, I guess. Yeah, and drugs and all that stuff. No. Yeah, I wish I had a more exciting story there for. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't tell it, right?
Well, I mean, you could.
Yeah, I could.
Depends how crazy it is, probably.
Yeah, no. Those days are. I mean, touring. You have to take care of yourself. You know?
I can imagine. Just being in Milwaukee, do you have any favorite spots you go to? Any favorite hidden gem recommendations?
Yeah, like so mostly my bedroom and then my front room where my
You are
drums
really
are.
exciting. Okay.
No, there's a lot of great places in Milwaukee. Actually, being involved with the Beats contest has been wonderful. I just love it.
Shout
Yeah,
that
John
out.
was a judge for Big Beat MKE this year, and
Yeah.
he willingly came every week. Like I hit him up
The second time I did, yeah.
Yeah, I hit him up. I was like, hey, like, you want to come do like a guest judge once in a while? And he's like, I'm there every night. He's like, we're not on tour. I'm gonna be here every night. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes. Like, I'm
Thanks.
not gonna say no to that. Like, oh, one of the Violent Femmes wants to come and judge the beat battle. Like,
Well, and it's not even like because I'm working in an angle or anything. I love that style of music, and then I love what he's doing, and all the people involved with the beats. I made so many cool friends. Okay, I'm not saying connections. I'm saying friends, good people. Thank you, by the way, for all that. So yeah, those kind of things that mean something. I don't sit in bars, you know. So like, if I'm gonna go somewhere, it's for a reason, you know. So and there's so many great venues in town.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go down the list, and
Yeah, why don't you shout out some venues?
yeah, well, if I do, I'm going to miss someone. That's what I was just going to say. If I start doing it, someone's going
the
to be
precursor, like amble to it is, would love all the venues.
correct. I'm going to love the hell out of the Riverside on October 18th and 19th. Hey,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, you know, you don't want to leave anybody out. I think that Milwaukee's got a really nice music scene in general. And I was saying this one of the TV things. What's cool is when I was coming up, it was real competitive. People were really kind of catty. And one thing I've learned, especially through hanging out with you and being involved with your stuff, or just some of the younger people that I've been meeting, you'll have the hip hop guys hanging around with the metal guys. They don't care.
Yeah, there's a lot of that now. That cross pollination where there wasn't.
Well, and you know
before.
what? You're a big part of that. I'm not sure. I know you're probably uncomfortable that I'm complimenting you, but you're a big part of that because you're the guy that now you've got the reins in so many ways, you know? And well, but you're also objective, you know, with quality, but the scene is different. It's a lot more of a family. I'm really proud of the scene, you know? Like for example, the other thing I did, I Wave Chappelle.
He was just in here.
Yeah.
Great
Oh,
guy.
really?
Yeah, he's a good time.
I told him,
Yeah.
and I'm dadding out on him a little bit, but I told him when I saw him at the event, at the Beats thing, I said, hey man, I'm really proud of you. And he looked at me and I said, no, I mean, I don't want to sound weird. He's like, no, that's cool. I was like, but I'm very proud of you because you handle yourself as a professional. The quality of your art, you know, your music is good. It's also, you know, it's just all of that. How cool, man. I'm proud of you. And everybody can hang out and talk and do shows together. It's really Milwaukee, not because I'm from here, but I'm proud of Milwaukee because it is actually quality, you know? Hey, and we might even win a World Series, but we're going to get a free hamburger,
Speak
right?
it into
Vince Burgers out of
existence.
it. Yeah.
We're getting a free hamburger, right?
Damn
Well,
right.
to go off of what you're saying too,
Yeah.
like one other thing with him judging the beat battle this year is you also came to be part of the selection committee, which is before we do the beat battle, like to go to a studio. And I was like, hey, like, just so you know, like, and he hung out with just Milwaukee artists that maybe have not reached the level of success that you've had yet.
They will.
But there was no friction of like, not saying that you'd ever be that guy anyway.
No.
But there was no like big time of like, well, I'm here. Like you were just one of the guys,
Yeah.
you know, and hanging out and doing that, which is a testament to like actually believing in the Milwaukee music scene and believing in the artists here to be like, oh, I just want to hang and enjoy this thing that we all kind of are connected by.
The same, you know, so it's the same thing with the ethic of the Violent Femmes. I mean, Milwaukee in general, right? The Femmes were, if you think about it, they're underdogs. I mean, the music speaks for itself in that regard, right? You know, come on, give me it's a teenage angst or being the underdog. And
Speaks to a lot of people.
yeah, and you know, you have to be grounded. But I think that Milwaukee kind of, I think offers that in our upbringing. Whether even if you're not from Milwaukee proper, okay, that's cool. it must be a Midwest thing or a Wisconsin thing, but certainly here in Milwaukee, we're working class people.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
even the infamous story of like the Femmes being discovered by the Pretenders outside of the Oriental that like
Yep.
a lot of people know now. That was because they couldn't get gigs. It was,
You know that-
that's the story that it's always been relayed to me anyways.
You know that
couldn't
they
get
got
gigs.
booed.
Yeah. That
They
yeah.
played 15 minutes at the Oriental opening up for the Pretenders, and they got booed.
Really?
So the story is, long story short, they were discovered by Chrissy Hine from the Pretenders because they were playing the Oriental Theater that night, and the Femmes were out front busking, right?
Yep,
And,
you're right.
And Chrissy Hine came out and saw what they were doing and said, "Hey, come play with us that night." But they were busking because they weren't getting booked at shows. They weren't getting booked at bars.
They just
you know?
they had just left. There was a place, I don't know what's over there. It's like a strip mall by the BBC, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
And they auditioned. They were trying to audition at this place called Century Hall. And they're like, "Yeah, well, we want to play here." And the guy's like, "All right, great. Send us your tape. Well, how about we just play it now, right now? We'll audition right now for you."
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no. So they just like, okay, whatever. Walked on the block, set up, and started playing. And that's how that all.
Really?
Yeah.
Legitimate underdogs.
Yeah. And Milwaukee should be proud they have Violent Femmes. And I'm not saying it because I'm trying to pitch the band. We're doing pretty good on our own. But I mean, Milwaukee being proud to have such an icon, like nobody is Violent Femmes. I mean, to open up for My Chemical Romance, those guys were, I don't know if I told you the story much about this, but we met the guys and they were like nervous, shaking. One guy, the lead guy.
That's cool.
They were very nice. What does that say about the impact this band has had on not just them? It could be the Killers, right? Or all these different bands, big bands that have us come and open for them. And that's Milwaukee. We own, that's ours. Like, we should take pride in that, you know?
Speaking of taking pride in it, there's also a Violent Femmes Day in Milwaukee.
Yeah, what day is that again? Like, we got the proclamation. It was April something.
You don't know what your day is?
Okay, slow down. I knew that was coming. I don't remember the exact day.
I
The
want
whole month, give you the whole month of April?
It's April 14th?
I think it's April 13th because
13th.
Milwaukee Day is the 14th.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
pretty
I just really
Eh,
put my foot. Yeah, but we do have. We've actually, the Femmes have been. They got a proclamation twice.
well, then that
once
adds to
in
the
85?
confusion. There's 2
Yes,
days.
exactly.
It was like I think 85 or something like that. In the first one, ironically, I think that Peter Jest, who's one of the promoters for this show for the Riverside, I think he got the proclamation. Maybe he accepted that first one. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I got the second one from Cavalier, and Peter was part of that as well. He's another sweetheart. I will shout out Peter Just. I have to. And Shank Hall. Somebody told me that Machine Gun Kelly did a pop-up last night.
Yeah, yep.
She's like,
Yeah.
She missed it. She was bummed.
I didn't, how does it even, I don't even know how things like that happen. Like, remember raves in the 90s? Like, it would be like you'd have to go to one place and someone would tell you to go to another place. Like, how does a pop-up like that work? I don't know. What is he? It's interesting.
Was he playing here last? Did he play here last night?
Yeah,
Last
he
night
played,
at Shank
yeah,
Hall.
He did played at Shank Hall last
Oh, really?
night.
Pop-up.
But it was like a surprise, like total.
Yeah, does he have a bigger show here, or was he just like...
I was
He's
thinking
just
that's
doing a string of.
Pop-ups, right?
Interesting.
Listen to our
So,
producer over there. Are you
yeah.
the producer? Who's
She could take my spot.
no, but well, so to bring the weave around, think about it. That he made the choice to use Milwaukee for a pop. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. That's
Yeah.
pretty solid, man. I met those guys in the band. I didn't meet him, but the guys in the band are very nice guys. But how cool for Milwaukee?
Yeah, to even be thought of in that sense of like, because
Machine Gun Kelly, huge.
Yeah,
right?
just huge.
Okay, Milwaukee. Thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
So
really neat.
Yeah, anything else? Should we end it there?
Well, I'm a Cancer. I was born in '76. I'm
yeah, let's
five.
go on more about this high school medal. No,
I'll talk to you about that later.
okay, there you
No,
go.
listen. I'm happy for what you guys do for Milwaukee, and we're all part of this. Obviously, I'm here because I'm excited to promote. The second date. We're gonna sell that second one out. I want to add a third one. That's just a me thing. But yeah, no. I mean, we're all part of this whole thing of Milwaukee. Yeah, it's not. I'm not here because it's a shtick or I'm obligated. because I believe in it. So I would love to come back if you want to talk about my metal any day.
We would very much appreciate that. And thank you for coming on today.
Thanks
It's
so
great
much.
meeting
I
you.
appreciate it.